My son and I got that fascia board put on this side last night, yesterday evening before we quit. So today was another nice day. I didn't have to fly today. It's Sunday, September 7th. Well, I got out here and worked on it some more this morning. I put that rake board up on this side, and then I got the rake board and the fascia up on the other side too. I've just been putting sheeting on there. I had to quit for a while because I loaded that 6 sheets of that sheeting up on the man lift and it wouldn't pick it up. So I had to quit for a while and let it cool off. Was able to get it up there, and I've got 6 sheets of sheeting on there. 3 full 8-footers and 3 I had to cut to 72 inches or thereabouts. I've got 2 more that I've got to put on this side, but I've got to rip those down to 36 inches wide. And of course one of them will be 8 feet and the other one will be 6 feet. And that'll finish up this side. I still got to do the other side. I was hoping to get both of them done today, but it's getting late in the afternoon, evening now. Judy's in fixing dinner, as a matter of fact. So I'm going to get those other 2 sheets ripped down to the width. So I'll get those cut down here on the ground so I don't have to do it up there. Probably get those put on, and that'll probably be it for tonight. This old man's getting kind of tired. I'd like to got both sides done and covered up. In fact, that's what I had in mind when I started out today, but things don't always work the way you picture them in your head. Forecast says it's going to start raining a little bit tonight and rain tomorrow. Not much of a chance. I got to fly tomorrow. I got to take Katie, the biologist, out, and there was one stream we looked at yesterday that had a lot of dead fish in it that she was kind of concerned about to see what kind of fish they were. It's one of the systems we look at for fall chum salmon, fall dog salmon, and they shouldn't be in there yet, but it looked like maybe there was a bunch of them in there and they died, and it was a big die-off. So she wants to go in there and look at that and walk that. So I got to fly her out there tomorrow. Yeah, I don't know what time, how long that's going to take, or what time we'll be back. But when I do get back, I want to start on that other side. Well, a little bit shaky getting up there to start with. But once I got that first row on there and got to walking around on there, then I got my confidence back again. And that 512 pitch roof is not too steep to walk on. A 412 is probably a lot easier, and of course a flat roof is easiest, but I wanted a 512. I wanted enough pitch on there so that the snow would slide off, but not so steep that it was too hard to work on. And once I got up there and got my confidence back and stuff and got to doing it, I was able to get around up there just fine. So I better go get those other boards cut and get those put up there before it gets dark. Okay, I'm going to put the camera away now. It's just going to be in the way here. There's no good place to put it, so I'll put it away so I don't stumble over it and break something. And then I'll raise up that forklift, get it up in the air, that OSB, to where I can get it and start fishing it up there on that roof and getting it affixed to it. So that's the project for this afternoon. The rain let up for a little bit, so I thought I'd come out and do a little synopsis on the house addition project here, although it is starting to rain again now. Today is Thursday, September 11th, 2025. I haven't worked on that for a couple days now. Monday I finished putting the sheeting on the roof, and it was late when I got done. It was starting to get dark, so I didn't put the underlayment on there. I just grabbed that tarp and stuck it up on there. The forecast was for it to start raining. It had been kind of overcast and drizzly in the morning and then cleared up in the afternoon. We got that thing finished, all the sheeting on it. And then Tuesday, it was supposed to have been a nice day, but it was drizzly in the morning, overcast and a little foggy and stuff, and a little drizzly, even got a little bit of rain. I flew Tuesday morning. Actually, I flew most of the day Tuesday, And we're back to the same old southeast weather coming out of Petersburg. We were down right on the water getting out of here, and just a mile visibility or so. But once we broke out down south of us here, the weather picked up and it was beautiful down there. And by the time we got done, it was starting to improve up here. Never did clear up like they said it was going to. It stayed overcast, but the forecast was pretty rough. It was supposed to start gale force winds coming in and heavy rain and stuff like that on Tuesday evening, and Wednesday and today we're supposed to be heavy rain and gale force winds. I spent most of the day after I come home getting my wood piles, my lumber piles stacked back up and covered back up. I had that pile there I had to pull down to dig out a 1x flitch to make my fascia boards out of. And then we had this pile here that we'd taken apart because that had the 2x6s in it that we used for the rafters. And then I had some other stuff that had the sheeting on it that I used, the OSB sheeting and plywood and stuff like that. And I had to get all those all put away and covered up. And then we went up and tacked down that tarp. As like I said, it was supposed to blow gale force winds and stuff Tuesday night and yesterday, Wednesday, and today. Well, the forecast didn't turn out to be quite as bad as what they said it was going to. We did get quite a bit of rain, but not the real heavy rain that they'd forecast, and we didn't get that much wind. It blew a little bit, enough to justify tacking that tarp down, but it wasn't anything like what they said it was going to. And I think we're into our fall weather pattern now. The forecast is for rain for the next foreseeable future, and it might get a little clearing spot, but hopefully I get enough spot without rain that I can pull that tarp back and start putting some of the roof underlayment on there. But it was too much to do today. It was raining pretty heavy for a while there this morning, but probably roll that back a little bit and start on some of it now, but it's starting to sprinkle again. Well, anyway, I haven't done much for the last couple of days. Starting to do some cleanup work. There's indoor work that I need to do, and a lot of it has to do with cleaning up my messes that I've made. Well, I still got some flying to do, although it's winding down. I'm potentially going to fly tomorrow. We're doing the last of the stream peak surveys, and then we've got the fall chum surveys that we're doing now too. So that's a couple times a week, going out and counting the chums as they come in, the last of the bunch. And then Saturday I've got to fly a couple of the Fish and Game people up to a lake so that they can walk the stream that feeds into the lake and count the sockeye returning. The sockeye go into freshwater lakes, and then they'll go up a stream that feeds into the lake, and they'll spawn there, and then the fry come out of there and rear in the lake itself before they come out into the salt water to finish their cycle. Anyway, we're still going to be busy with that, but it's all dried in up there. I didn't want to put the building paper or house wrap on it yet, and I want to make sure that OSB has plenty of time to air out. It's dark in there now, a little bit of light coming in through the rafter bays there on the end. I don't have bird blocks in there or anything yet. I ran a wire for a dedicated 20 amp circuit for the washing machine, and I might go ahead and wire that in, put an outlet in that and wire that in so I can plug in lights and stuff up in there. But I wanted to air that out a little bit before we finished it. We haven't got word on when the door's coming yet. Once we get the door, we can get that whole thing all closed in, and I got to insulate it inside. And then we can use it and move some of the stuff that we've got stored in there on the first floor, and then I can start doing my rough-in wiring on the first floor. I did the rough-in wiring for outlets and stuff on the second floor, but we got so much junk stored in there that I had to move things around continuously to do that. And we've got even more stuff down on the first floor. So if I can get a place to stack it up out of the way, then I can start doing the rough in for the electrical wiring on the first floor, and then maybe start doing some work on the inside in there. We get sheetrock up and start putting partition walls in and build staircases and stuff like that. All right, it's starting to rain again. I got to go put this camera away and go find something else to do that I can do inside out of the rain.